Hey Lone Star Drift fans, Jake Jones here, all the way from Australia, also known as Drift Squid, and today I'm going to give you a quick rundown of who I am, what I do, and my drift cars. Ready? I'm 28 years old, been drifting for almost 10 years now. Yeah, about 9-10 years. Started with a Salady with a CA18 in it. It was actually bought off another drifter at the time, so it was already a package built, ready to go. Many years of watching videos online, thinking I've got the knack of this drift thing. I went out for my first ever practice night at Malala, and first lap, come around onto the straight and straight in the wall. Like, yeah, the whole front end got crushed in on my old Salady. It was at that moment where I was just a little bit like, should I keep going? Should I give it up? You know, didn't really know what to do, so got the car fixed up, got it all running again, and thought, nah, I'll give it one more crack. Went out, had the absolute best time of my life, met some great people, and the rest is history now. Like, it's been an incredible journey. And yeah, I'll give you a quick rundown of what's happened since then. Spent, you know, just like all you guys, you know, I spent every working hour, every spare minute I had in the shed, every single dollar I made went straight into it. I remember 2009, I tallied up the whole year's worth of tyre bills, and it come to 20 grand. It was like 19,000 and something dollars just in cheap tyres. It was ridiculous. That was the most funnest year I've ever had, just because I travelled all around Australia, drifting wherever I could, whenever I could, just on cheap tyres. And that year I ended up coming third in the National Series. I was the highest ranking privateer. I had like Team Toyo and then the Holford's team on like first and second, and then I come third. That sort of elevated my name quite a lot. That made me sort of stand out from the rest. And during that time I was actually blogging. So everyone nowadays does vlogging. Back then I was, you know, typing it all out. Every experience I ever had, like whatever, I put it online. It's actually still on driftsquid.blogspot.com. So if you want to look at all my old stuff, it's still all there. It's a bit of a laugh. Yeah, and that boosted my name. That made me get Yokohama on board as a sponsor, as a tyre sponsor. We pitched a few really good ideas to them. One of them happened to be doing a collaboration with Team Orange in Japan. But before we get into that, I have to explain, I'll explain everything. So after 2009, come third in the National Series. The National Series here in Australia decided to fold. They weren't going to run the next year. I was like at my peak, like I really wanted to keep pushing. So I opted to go to New Zealand after I sent an email to my now really good mate, Mad Mike, and his fiancée Tony. I was just a normal kid who, you know, never met him in my life. I literally just sent him an email, told him who I was, that I wanted to come to D1NZ and do the series that they did. You know, I just said, look, I don't know how I'm going to get around, I don't know how I'm going to make it all work, but I'm willing to just risk everything, make it happen, and spend every single cent I had to do it. I think they had a quick look into me, realised that I was pretty passionate about it all, and they literally wrote back near on straight away, look, and it was right at the time when Mike was doing Formula D USA for the first time, and they just said, yeah, we're at the airport, we're keen as to have you, and we'll help you out as much as we can. And I was like reading this going, what the hell is going on here, you know, like, yeah, literally just let me in to their life and took me under their wing. You know, I was blown away with it. But as soon as I got to New Zealand, it wasn't just them, like everyone in New Zealand has that similar attitude, you know. New Zealand is an amazing place and the people are just ridiculously awesome. So that year, it was 2010, 2011, they do like a half year in 2010, half a year in 2011. At that time, was probably the hardest year of my life. I shipped my car over on my own back, so I paid for everything. Like the whole year was all me. Like I paid for absolutely everything. I had a little bit of tyre support, but not much. And yeah, I got there, I had car dramas, I got stuck in earthquakes, I got like the car flooded out, I got just literally everything you could imagine that could have gone wrong went wrong. It was almost like it was trying to tell me, you know, you got to stop drifting, but I don't know, I couldn't. I just kept pushing and pushing and pushing. I missed a couple rounds purely for the fact I couldn't get the car out of Christchurch when I was in that devastating earthquake. I managed to get out by hitchhiking. That's another long story. I seriously met some unreal mates that I'll have for life now. Something I'll never ever regret, because everything I did, I'd do again. Like, you know, you don't know the outcome of what's going to happen, but yeah, I'd seriously do it all again in a heartbeat. It was amazing. So yeah, obviously after that, I shipped the car back home. I think I only had one round where the car was running okay, and I borrowed a car, and I burnt that to the ground. Wow, sorry Jake. That's my Kiwi buddy Jake. I burned his S13 to the ground. After like one lap in it, the return fuel line come off, hit the exhaust, and just the whole thing went up in flames. Yeah, like come through the firewall, burnt my neck. Yeah. So everything you could possibly imagine that would go wrong went wrong that year in New Zealand. It was just, yeah, that was insane. And yeah, got back to Australia. Really wanted to get back to New Zealand, but was put off like a lot, I guess, just with how everything happened, how much of a financial burden it was. Like, I put myself in some serious debt to make that happen, and then all the drama I was getting in, I was like digging myself out of flat out. So then 2012 came, and we pitched the ideas to Yokohama to go to Japan. I actually flew over with my mate Ian, who helped organise all this, and we went to the Yokohama headquarters, and Kumakubo come there as well for this little meeting. It was more about a meeting for World Time Attack and bringing Kumakubo over and Suinaga. But then he looked at me and he goes, "Oh, are you a drifter?" I said, yeah. He said, "Oh, tomorrow come to Ibisu." And at the time it was just like winter, so it was snowing a bit, and like I went to Japan just to have a quick look around Tokyo area. I didn't think I'd be going all the way to Fukushima and going to Ibisu, so I jumped on that bullet train. I went straight there the next morning. Get to Ibisu, it's like a dream come true to me. You know, like I used to play the PS2 with that D1 game, like with a hacked PS2, so we could play that game. And oh man, we spent hours on that playing Minami, and it's just, oh man, total dream come true. Get there, and he literally just hands me keys to his drift school car. It's an S14. And just said, "Go have some fun." And I was like, are you kidding me? Like, the whole joint was like closed. And he just said, "Go have some fun. Just don't go on Minami." That was the only rule. So, I'm pretty sure I went straight to the Togay course, because that was just like what I've always wanted. Never driven an S14, never driven an SR20. And it's pretty stock, like it was raining, so yeah, I just went and had an absolute blast for, I reckon, 2 hours, just going around Ibisu, running them up until the fuel ran out, and then come back and talked a little bit about trying to do D1 and if it was possible for me to do it. And then after that, we had another meeting with Yokohama, and they said, "Yep, let's try and make a campaign where we can fund it," because obviously Team Orange wanted a certain amount of money for me to do it, you know, insurances, whatever, borrowing the WRX. We ended up borrowing all the GDB that Tanaka used to drive, which is someone who I used to watch flat out as well, like on D1 GP videos. That's just ridiculous. And like I'm thinking about it, like all these memories, and it's just. So yeah, then I think it was a couple months later, we managed to start a marketing campaign where if all my fans liked the Yokohama page, every like, they'd give $1 towards me going over to Japan. We managed to get 8,000 likes on their page, which gave me $8,000 to get over there. Ended up costing me about 12, so I had to cough up the rest of the money, plus flights, which, you know, I'm never going to pass that up, no freaking way. To do D1 GP and, you know, experience something that I never thought I could experience in my life. So we get to, we fly back for this week of preparation before D1, get to Ibisu, and it's just like starting from the basic, like the very beginning. And you know, I looked at it from the get-go and I thought, what the hell, why are we doing this? But by the end of the week, how much I progressed with my driving style and how they wanted me to change from my Aussie style into their specific Team Orange style was just insane. Like, I was looking at GoPro footage, I've even got some still that I've never released or anything, of what I did drive like to what I ended up driving like, and it's just, it's two different people. It's insane. But in saying that, as soon as I come back to Australia and got in my own car, the Sonvia here, it just went back to my normal driving style. Another reason why I'm doing what I'm doing this year, and it's to try and get my driving style back and making sort of half and half, so half my style and half Team Orange style. You'll understand why by the end of the year, hopefully. But yeah, ended up doing the whole week of training, and it wasn't until the day before D1 where Kumakubo come down and said, you're now ready. I was like, ready for what? And he's like, you've spent 4 days in the S14, standard S14, like it's now time for you to get in the WRX. And I was like, yes, I freaking couldn't wait. So we had one afternoon of practicing in that, and in my eyes back then I thought, why didn't we practice the whole week in it? But it made perfect sense to me, because everything I learned in the S14, the standard car, I just put straight into the WRX. You just put all your skills out of one car into the other. You change it a little bit, obviously, because everything's different in a different chassis. However, the same aspect that we learned, if you put that into the same, no matter what car, it still works. You know, it's just fine tuning it. So that afternoon, the first 2-3 laps, I was like super sketchy and just nervous about crashing it. But then as soon as I started getting relaxed and, you know, right into it all, it just sort of felt at home driving that car. And before I knew it, I snapped like a tyre rod end or a lower control arm, and that was the end of the day. So I had to load it up and head to a diver to do the D1 round. And yeah, straight into it. Like, the D1 rounds, they don't give you any practice. They give you like 1, 2, maybe 3 laps. That's it. And then you're straight into qualifying. You know, and you got 60 dudes, 70 dudes trying to get into that next bracket where they do another qualifying to get rid of all the bottom drivers. So I missed out by 5 spots. I managed to qualify 21st out of the field. And, you know, I was pretty happy with it. I was bummed, but at the end of the day, I was pretty happy with what I managed to achieve. And they also put on like a foreigners drift event, and they also put us up against other D1 drivers. And I won a few battles. I come second in the foreigners competition, which was pretty cool. And overall, it was an experience that, you know, you just don't ever get. It's just, yeah, I'm so thankful. I really am. Had I been able to find the support, I could have turned that into an ongoing thing. But yeah, I just couldn't find any support to make it happen. Like, literally no one was interested. You know, whether that comes down to the way I approach people, whatever, I'll never know. But hey, these things happen. And then after that, after I learned so much, I come back to Australia and I thought, nah, let's just keep pushing with the Sonvia. I got this this car in 2009. I've used that car for ages, and it got to 2013, and I was still struggling with finding support and sponsors, and I'm like, no, I need a new car. Everyone's getting new chassis, you know, it's got to look good for sponsors. Like, they want to see a proposal deck and you got 1989 Sylvia. It's like, what? Yeah, and I always used to see M3s like this on the street, and I thought, God damn, I'd love to build one of them and put an RB in it. Like, just to, you know, really spin everyone out. So as I was, you know, always searching Gumtree, as us Aussies do, it's like I don't know what you guys got in America, but it's like eBay, I guess, or whatever. So yeah, just scrolling through, put E92 M3 in, boom. There's an ad with a shell just sitting on a pallet. I was like, what? So gave the dude a ring, and I said, look man, this is what I got. I'll just wire this straight through. If you're happy with it, I'll take it off your hands. If not, you know, that's it, that's all I got. And he just said straight away, yeah, done. So I wired in the cash, got a tow truck, pick it up straight away, and then I rang my mate Levi Clark in Queensland, because that's where the shell was. I'm in South Australia. And I said, hey man, do you mind if I leave a shell in your backyard for a little bit? And he's like, no, that's all good. So yeah, this thing lived in Levi's backyard for I don't know how many months until I could get a truck to bring it down here. And yeah, that's what started this build. It took 2 years. I stopped driving a Zombie heaps just so I could put all my money into this thing and just make my ultimate dream. And it, you know, it really is. It's incredible. Like, it's an RB28, my dream engine that revs to 10 grand. Sequential gearbox, HGT. It's got Winter's quick change in the rear, full FD spec cage, rear radiator, full Motec through the whole thing, dry sump. It's honestly everything I've ever dreamed about in a car. The Liberty Walk kit, everything. Like, the only thing I don't have for it is the custom wheels that I've always wanted to put on it. While I was building that thing, I had to strip down the Somvia, sold the gearbox because it had a G-force in it. Sold bits and pieces to be able to put more into this thing. So, but yeah, since this one's been built, I've been saving up and getting parts back for the Somvia to get that going again. So I just got a G-force back for it. This will be going in no time now, hopefully by next weekend. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, when I was doing D1 GP, I met James from China over there, and that's how the whole China thing happened, and me getting invited over to China and doing the drift series over there. And that was insane. Like, you go from an event here in Australia and there's like maybe 1,000 people watching. I rocked up in China and there was like 20,000 people watching and screaming. Like, you stick your hand out the wave and they just erupt. It was like something out of a movie. I was like, holy crap. was like, whew. And that went on for 3 years, up until last year I won the championship. The first year I come second in the championship, and then I just had a string of bad luck with mechanicals, and yeah, up until last year I had a good year. Almost beat Frederick Aspo. That was sick. That was a good little run, that one. And yeah, ended up winning the championship. So that was sick. That's one of the coolest experiences of my life, I reckon. Actually, no, D1 GP is hands down the coolest thing I've done. Probably the craziest life experience was that week before D1 GP and realizing how much you can change in a matter of five days. Like not as just a person, but also as a driver. It was just incredible. But yeah, I mean, I've got some crazy stories from New Zealand, Japan, China, even Hong Kong. Did an event there. Did one recently in Jakarta, which I won as well. That was interesting. And yeah, I guess, you know, not the last thing I want to tick off, but one of my biggest goals is getting to FD USA. Like, it's a dream. Most of us drifters want to do it. Some have, didn't like it, pulled out. Some have no interest in it, but you know, I built this car for it. So I'm super keen to get this Beamer over there, you know. It'll be a hard mission, but I'm still pushing for it. So we'll see what happens. But as for this year, I'm taking it way back to 2009. I'm getting the Zombie running again and literally just traveling Australia and just running amok, having fun. Next weekend I'm going to Victoria. Straight after that, I'm doing a Matsuri by the beach at Port Macdonald. Then we go straight to Queensland to do a Matsuri over there. That is going to be insane. I've always wanted to go there. Then there's a street drift event the weekend after the Matsuri in Queensland. So we're going to be in Queensland for 2 weeks. Then we come back down here and there's just heaps happening in SA, Victoria, Queensland. I'm going to Darwin this year. Just doing everything I've always wanted to do in Australia and just having fun. You know, there's no major competitions or anything like that. It's just going to be a fun year this year. And then who knows what it could lead into, you know. Next year might be the year we make it to the US. Like, I might even go over there this year and visit. Anything's possible, and from what's happened in my life up until now, don't ever write anything off, because if I can do it, any one of you guys can do it. Seriously. I truly believe that, 100%. Thanks heaps for watching, guys, and I hope that gives you a little bit of an insight into who I am, what I've done. If you want to see anything else, most of my stuff's on the net. It's not on my channel. Unfortunately, I wasn't very proactive with my YouTube throughout my whole career. I'm doing it now. I'm trying to do weekly uploads. I'm going to turn that into twice a week and then try and get quicker. And yeah, honestly, I'm really hoping I can get to the US. Thanks heaps for watching, guys. Appreciate it heaps. If you want to see any more, just head over to the Drift Squid YouTube channel. I'll be trying to do as many things as I can and uploading them. Yeah, should be a pretty big year. And thanks heaps, everyone. And thank you, Lone Star Drift. Kumakubo-san,
Yes.
with the initiation, get the squat coming out.
Obrigado. Or pure pressure.
What's that? で戻ってきたらこっち。
そうですね、実は1回だけちょっと遊びで恵比寿に来たことがあって、その時ちょっと車を貸して乗せたんですけど、まあまあ、ありきたりのよくその辺にいるドリフターかなっていう感じだったんですよ。で、実は今回、D1 出るということで、じゃあちょっと仕込みましょうかということで、入っていただいて、ちょっと練習を始めたんですけど、ちょっとね、なんて言いますかね、久々にちょっとなんか原石を見つけたかなっていうぐらいすごいね、センスと順応力と日本人でもねなかなかここまでこう光るドライバーっていないんじゃないかなっていうぐらいちょっとね驚きました。昨日ちょっと練習で、いろんなことを教えて、ドリフトの理論から、叩き込んだんですけど、かなりそれを短時間で理解をしてくれて、それをちゃんと車で実際動かすこともできるんで、ちょっとねなかなかいないかな。これちょっともしかしたら、本当にチームオリンピックの一員として世界中に回ってもらってもいいかなっていうぐらい、面白そうな状態です。そうですね。
Good car. Makes my car back home feel like, you know, a Volkswagen, and this is like a Ferrari. So I'm just practicing the layout for a diver. It's like a fourth gear switch into a third gear. Third gear snap into a fourth. So and it's over a crest. It's pretty difficult. So I've just come back in and we're going to write out on the piece of paper where I'm going wrong and we'll go back out. Once they lowered the tyre pressure,
Yeah,
they're both heaps different to my car.
yeah, it's gas, gas too.
Yeah, that's happened. Pretty common.
普段日産車乗ってて、もちろんこのインプレッサーというのは本当に特殊な車なんで、この動きにかなり手こずってるみたいなのを見ながら、ちょっと教えたことと自分が走ってみてのちょっとやってみてちょっと修正点もある。